Hi, I'm Mrs. Schmidt. Welcome to my second grade classroom. Here's a little bit about me. I went to the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, and I have three beautiful kiddos of my own, Mina, Sophie, and Jude. I can't wait to get to know each and every one of you and your families this year. I hope to open every student to the world of new and incredible ideas through reading and writing. And here's what I believe about classroom literacy. Literacy should be integrated in all aspects of the classroom instruction, especially early grades, because the ability to read and write is essential, not just in learning, but in all aspects of life. And I want to build a strong foundation for limitless potential. So what does this really mean? Well, literacy in its most simple definition is the ability to read and write. So for me, that means reading and writing will be used everywhere, every day, as much as possible, because the more we read and write, the better we get. And I believe we all learn to read and write differently because we're all different people. And my goal is to reach each and every kiddo in a way that works best for them. Here are a few things, though, that can definitely help on the journey. Number one, practice, practice, practice. Number two, to find a love of reading and writing. And finally, let's keep those lines of communication open, because when families and teachers work together, we create successful students. So why do we need literacy partners? Well, children value literacy more. They test better, they have increased interest and accountability. But most importantly, you can identify issues that we may not see at school because you get more time with our kiddos. And I want to continue our road to success. For my part in your child's literacy success team, this is what writing in my classroom and reading will look like. I believe in a multi-dimensional approach to all content areas. So every time we have a new concept or section in any subject, we will have a reading activity, a writing activity, a hands-on activity, and discussion. And every day we will have reading time. We even have a comfy reading corner. We can read along silently while listening to an audiobook. We can read on a Kindle, a classroom book, or a book we brought from home. We also have writing time every day. That might be a reflection of something we learned that day, journaling, or free write time, which basically is writing about whatever we want. There's also 3 major writing projects every year, and this year we'll have one in the beginning, the middle, and the end of the year, and that way we can look at our progress and see how incredible our growth has been. And then we also have a few small writing projects. Now, this is where I invite you to join me on our literacy success team. I know we can't all volunteer, and we don't all have the same amount of time, but we can all be part of a team in reading, writing, and fluency or vocabulary. I've created 3 main categories, and I've thought about your availability and time constraints. And if you can pick out one item from each column, we can all be involved in our literary success. First is reading. We have a book for a book. A student reads the book to a parent or family member, and then they read a book to the student. And that's 3 times a week. The reading club, the student reads the same book all week long to different people, and then they sign off. The reading and writing journal is we write 3 things they learned, 2 things they found interesting, and 1 question, and then they read that to their parents. They respond back 1 to 2 times a week. Writing, we have our weekday, weekend correspondence journal. Student parent responds back and forth. We need at least 3 sentences and a question. And for the weekend portion is where the student writes about something interesting from their weekend. And then I respond. The recipe and shopping list writer, basically straightforward. Once a week, we share a shopping list and a recipe, and hopefully we create a book at the end of the year. Our shared story creator is like a family member and a student will create a story together throughout the week. Fluency and vocabulary, we have our dinner time storytelling where the student hears a story from a family member. It might be a memory or made up story, and then they do this 2 to 3 times a week, and the child will then share at the end of the week with the class. We have our vocabulary word of the week or day, and they just use that vocabulary word as much as possible, as many times throughout the day. We can have a new one every day or once a week. And then finally, we have our story creator with vocabulary words, where the student and the parent create a story using vocabulary words. We share it with one other person and with the class. And together, this can create an awesome tool for success in literacy. And I look forward to successful collaborative second grade school year together. Thank you, everybody. I'm so happy to meet you.